Tiny House Prepper.
Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper, and I wanted to come today to share just a few things that have been happening in my life, and people have been kind of asking questions, and so I wanted to address it a little bit. Unless someone has ever really had to deal with a YouTube channel, it might be a little hard to understand how incredibly brave you have to be to share personal things on your channel. And we've really always tried to just be real, and this is us. If you came and met us, this is us. But I have been really trying to work on some things just to be healthier. I was one tough old bird back in 2012. We could ride many miles on the bike. I was overweight, but I could pretty much just keep going and going and going. And the stroke that I had from zillions of tests and tons of stuff that they checked on, I can honestly say that the stroke didn't have anything to do with the fact that I was heavy at the time. It just happened. They're not really sure why. It's called being idiopathic, and a certain percentage of strokes just are. But I know it's important to try to be healthy so that I don't end up developing things like diabetes or high blood pressure or bad blood work, cholesterol and things, because that could make my body have a harder time avoiding ever doing that stroke thing again. So I want to be healthy. I want Bill and I to be able to travel with the cottage that we've got. I do love riding the bike. Even though I can't balance by myself anymore, I do great with Bill, and I love it. And I want to see how strong I can get. And it's not really about the scale. There's things they call non-scale victories, NSVs, and that's where things in your life are now easier, more enjoyable, more possible as you get healthier and you're not dealing with quite as much weight to carry around. So this isn't really about weight, it's about health. And so I have been able to join a swimming, a place where you can swim, and I'm loving it. I'll show you a little bit about that. I love to swim. I was an avid, I've never been what you'd call athletic. I was definitely your basic geek, music nerd kid. I love science, all that stuff. But the one thing I was always really strong at was swimming. And I was a advanced lifeguard, you know, training and all that kind of stuff. And so I loved swimming, and this gives me an opportunity to go in, and I'm pushing it now more all the time, trying to see if I can do a steady, more and more links and laps as I'm swimming, keep pushing at it. When I was in college, I'd swim a mile every day after I got done with classes. I don't think I'm going to be doing that now, but I'd like to push as hard as I can. It's wonderful because I do have pretty bad arthritis, and it is, and that is actually psoriatic arthritis, which is from the psoriasis. But anyway, it's a wonderful way to get stronger without stressing joints and causing any damage and stuff. So that's wonderful. Well, I wanted to show you, this is where I have been able to come swimming. And I was able to get a membership here to the pool, and has a hot tub and good shower facilities. And this is the lobby. It's really very pretty here. So I'm trying to come 3-4 times a week if I possibly can. It has been a little crazy with all the snow, but I'm still trying to really do it. And I was just noticing today, I think things are getting just a little bit baggy on me. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the pool. I'm very grateful to have this to be able to exercise. Really keep moving the whole time. enjoying the thought of us getting out on the bike. And of course, the stronger I get and the less there is of me, the easier that's going to be. And so I'm looking forward to that too. It's all about looking for positive things that you can be working toward, rather than just, I mustn't do this and I can't do that. You got to be working towards something. You've got to have something you're going to be glad you've been able to accomplish. And I have had people in the comments asking, you know, have I been losing weight? What am I doing? One lady, very sweet, she's like, anything you can share with me would be really encouraging, because health and weight issues are a struggle for many, many people. And I know that, and I understand it big time. And so I do want to kind of share. This isn't going to be about, you know, well, now it's 5 more pounds and 6 more pounds, and I can tell you, and I'm not going to make a big point about this, as of right now, I'm right at 50 pounds off. I got a long way to go. I'm not going to get real hung up on that. I'm excited that I can swim more laps. I'm excited that putting on socks is easier now. There's lots of things that are just makes life easier. Woohoo! You know, we are having some opportunities to go places. We're excited about going to the Thrive Life convention in Utah, and we're thrilled some people are going to be going with us, and we'll be doing that this summer. And oh, I will guarantee you that being a little bit less of me makes flying considerably easier. I don't want to have to spend an entire flight in the middle seat so carefully hunched up to make sure I'm not bumping people or making them uncomfortable. So yes, it is going to, at times when I've had weight off, it has been so much easier to fly. And I've you know, got other plans of places we want to go, and so it'll help a lot. I did want to tell you, sometime after the stroke, I got on a real drastic plan. It was a healthy one, but very drastic, and I dropped 107 pounds. And it felt really good. I was able to go out to California and visit a lot of family, and I was getting around so well, and it was good. But I couldn't figure out how to keep that off and maintain. I just didn't ever get a handle on that. And I started getting really discouraged, and it took a while, but the weight crept back on again. I mean, it definitely did. You can almost watch some of our older videos and watch the weight creeping back on. And I was sometimes feeling like, yeah, this is just hopeless. And I know a lot of people feel that way. I cannot spend the rest of my life on a diet. It doesn't work. I have to figure out how to live healthy. I have to figure out how to have goals that I'm excited about working for. I'm 62 now, and I know that as I'm looking at the next 10 years, things aren't going to get easier. They're going to get a little tougher. That just comes with the blessing of living longer. You know, it's a blessing. So when Bill started, you know, he's been putting out things about this program that he's been working with, and when he started it and started doing the smoothies, I had this like revelation moment. It was like, well, duh. I love the idea of putting together vegetables and fruits and maybe some nuts and seeds, and I know all this healthy stuff, but it's hard for me to prepare everything. You have a lot of waste if you're just juicing. We do have a magic bullet that we actually originally got from Bill's mom when she went to heaven, and that is actually easier, but it seemed like a lot of fuss, and I was like, duh. You know, we have these wonderful fruits and vegetables that crumble up very easily because they're freeze-dried. And I thought I should just at least try this. So one of the things I'm going to share in this video is one of my smoothies that I've been making. And so they're easy to make, and actually delicious. And I'm getting more veggies, getting more kale, which is really good for you. And I'm on, you know, medicine because of the stroke, and I'm on medicine because of the arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and so I do have to be careful. I found out that turmeric, which is a wonderful spice, very healthy, is not a good idea if you're on a blood thinner. So I've got to I've been checking with doctor to find out what's good things for me to put in. But I just want to stick with good fruits and vegetables, and I'll show you. So this is what I've tried to put in place, and I'm not going to do it perfect, and I've got ups and downs, and I'm not going to freak about, well, I have to lose another 50 by such and such. No, I need to be able to live this the rest of my life. I've got to. I can't be bouncing up and down. Too many things that could be health-wise a bad idea for me, for anybody really, but these are my things. One of my problems before was that I would get busy all day long and then not eat. I wouldn't think about it, honestly. And then I'd be starving in the evening, and I'd eat all evening. And when I can't sleep sometimes, which is an old stroke thing, I'd eat more. And so I'm trying to get up and always get a good breakfast, either a really good smoothie. It doesn't hurt to eat a really good breakfast. I've discovered that when I'm going to go swim, or if we're going to go for a ride, I can't be eating some cute little tiny diet meal and expect to have the energy to do that. So I've done better with the swimming. I'm up to, I can't tell you exactly how long it is. It's the biggest diagonal I can find at this pool that I'm going to before I get into such shallow water in the kiddie side that I bump my feet. But I did 40 of them yesterday, 40 links back and forth without stopping. But I can't do that unless I have a good amount of food, real good healthy food in me. I can't go out and ride unless I've got food in me. And so a good healthy breakfast, have a lunch, So anyway, one of my things is eat meals during the day. And then I'm really doing my best to not be eating after supper. If I'm waiting for quite a while, I'll sometimes get like just a little bit of a really good yogurt that I got with fruit, and that can work pretty well. You don't want to have your body digesting a ton of food at night when all this insulin's running around, when your body's supposed to be repairing muscle and building muscle, and so eating right before bed a bunch, your body's not going to be working on muscle, and I think that you end up putting more weight on. And I do think that starving all day and then eating, your body's thinking, I've got to save this fat, I'm in starvation mode. It just doesn't work. We're meant to eat regularly, and if you get hungry, have a small snack. So anyway, eat regular. Don't eat after supper if at all possible. Lots of water. We really have to stay hydrated. And I'm trying to do at least one smoothie a day, just as a lunch or whatever, because there's substantial smoothies, so I use it as a meal. But there's so much health in that, and I got to get more veggies, and I'm really trying to make use of the good fruits, and I love it. We're really going through the kale, the spinach, and the good fruits, and I'll be talking a little bit about some of them. Pineapple's good for me because of the inflammatory issues. There's things like that. And the other thing is to try as much as I can to get over to that pool and swim. Maybe 3 times a week, whenever I can manage. Just about a 10-minute drive. So, I hope I'm not boring you to death, but I've had people asking. I love you guys. This is not to try to get a ton of scrutiny from a bunch of trolls. I'm just going to have to deal with that, and Bill will help me with that. That's not the point. The point is that there are people that have been asking, and I want to just share some things that for right now have been making me feel better and feel stronger. And I'm not giving medical advice at all. I want people to go do with what's going to be best for them. And if you have any issues, talk to your doctor. I have to. I have to do that. I can't eat grapefruit because of one of the medicines I'm on. I just have to know. So please check with your doctor if you've got real any issues that could be a problem. But I do know that everybody knows, supposedly, that being more active is healthy. More fruits and veggies are healthy. And so we'll go from there. So I will be showing you a smoothie and a little bit of swimming today. Thank you for bearing with me. I've just really tried to share my heart, and appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the love that you show all the time. Believe me, the bad comments are just teeny bits compared to all the love and the good comments and all the interaction that we really enjoy. So thank you, and we'll go on to the next part here. Come with me today, and I will be making one of my smoothies. I do not make the same smoothie every day. I vary it a lot, but there's certain principles that I really try to follow. I did start out today putting a half of an avocado in here. There wasn't a very big one, But avocado has such good, really healthy fats in it. It makes it very smooth and creamy, and so it's a nice thing for me to add in sometimes. So that's already been put in there. One of the principles I try to kind of follow, I've got my kale right here, is I like to have my greens be about half of what I'm going to put in my bullet container here. We'll be talking more about the bullet in just a moment. I'm supposed to fill it to about there, and so I'm going to make about half of it going to be this wonderful kale. It's so easy to use this way, but I'm going to put the kale in. So give myself a decent amount. There we go. Believe me, it's not going to taste like just nothing but a salad. It's going to be good. Now, I'll add the fruits. I don't need to put very much of any of them in there, but I got reasons why I like to pick some of these. Cherries not only give a wonderful flavor, but they are really nutritious in a lot of ways. So I'm going to put a little bit of cherries in. By the way, making one of these with, I'm not doing it today, but with some cocoa powder. You know, just plain cocoa powder. Chocolate's good for us. It's got a good, like, antioxidants and stuff. It's just we don't want to add a bunch of sugar and fat to it. But anyway, you put a little bit of cocoa powder with some cherries, and it's really good. So I'm not gonna put a bunch. Just gonna put some. Here we go. For today, I'm going to be adding whole strawberries. Oh my goodness, that smell is just incredible. So, and these just powder up. It sure is easy. Just going to put in just a few, maybe that many. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to put in some pineapple, which is apparently really good for inflammatory issues. Once again, the smell, oh my goodness. But this is really wonderful, and it adds nice flavor. There we go. And it's also got good antioxidant, good anti-inflammatory. Now you notice I tried to put a good amount of kale, but I don't have tons of the fruit, but it'll be enough to be nutritious and really delicious. Okay, now my next step, I will sometimes go ahead and include almonds, some, you know, like slivered almonds or just almonds in it. I do try to put in flaxseed. This one I went ahead and just got already ground. It's a real good organic flaxseed. I'm going to grab a spoon. And this is all just tons of the good omegas and things like that. So I'll put about a tablespoon of the ground flaxseed. Because this has been ground, I tend to keep it in my freezer. I just think it helps protect those oils as I'm using it. These are chia seeds. Seeds are just a good source of nutrition. I'm going to put some chia seeds in there. And I'm not going to be growing a chia pet. It just goes in there. I'm going to sprinkle in some ginger. Not tons, just a good sprinkle. And I've got cinnamon. I know I'm not measuring exactly, but these just vary day by day. All right, now, like I said, sometimes I'll also add nuts. So we've got about half greens. We've got the fruit in there. I've added some of the spices that are very good for you, and the seeds. Now I have two more ingredients that I want to put in. Bill has been using a really good protein powder on his plan that he's on, but I'm not using his protein powder. What I'm doing is I'll go ahead and add in some of the milk powder. So good, got a good flavor, and eggs. And the thing that's nice with the egg that I put in this is I don't have to worry about salmonella, because I'm going to use my Thrive Life egg scrambled egg mix, my egg powder, and that there's no worry about that. takes 2 tablespoons, and that's what this little measure is, of the egg powder. And that's giving me lots of good nutrition as well as some good protein.
2 tablespoons is 1 egg.
Yes, 2 tablespoons is 1 egg. Absolutely right. My sister gave me this little spoon. You can use it for a tea bag, but it's also a tablespoon. I love it. I use it all the time. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, okay, now I want to go ahead and put in the powdered milk. It's actually the instant milk. That's the one we absolutely like the best. Wiped off my spoon so I don't get egg in the milk. 3 tablespoons gives me the equivalent of a cup of milk. All right, this will be my last ingredient. Now I'm going to use our regular tap water. We do have people wondering if why are we using just tap water, because a lot of people, their water has chlorine in it and there's issues. We have really good well water. It's a true blessing. We have very clean well water, and our little community gets it checked, I think at least once a month. And it's really clean, basic water. So I'm going to ease this in. I add the powders on top because it helps them mix better. So I'm going to put my water in very gently. Now it's going to look like I'm way overfilling it, but once it all blends in, it won't be. Okay, got water in there. Now I am using what's called a magic bullet. We got our first one when Bill's mom passed away and we inherited it. She had been using it. I actually love this thing. I don't even use a blender anymore. We've heard some reports of people being upset because they were holding it like this and it shifted and hurt their hand. I don't ever hold it like that when I put it on. I just put it on with my hand very carefully right on top. We recently got a new one because we literally worn the other one out. This is great. Let me show you how this works. I'm just going to pop it in here and just push on the top. It's going to be noisy. Alright, that's all I had to do. You notice I shifted it a little bit and then I don't even have to have my hands on it. It just stays there as it's blending. We always rinse this off very quickly. And it looks to me like I need to add more water. I tend to make them too thick. The avocado also makes it very creamy. By the way, you'll notice I'm not putting ice in. Of course a person can put ice in their smoothie, and the bullet can handle it. I think Bill puts ice in his. I don't really need it. I've got nice cold water, and I don't tend to use ice. There. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to get it working right. So, okay, so here it is. They usually come out really weird colors because I'm adding green because of the kale. This came with it. It's a little top that makes it easy to drink and gives me a handle. Now that looks like a ton, but you saw what was in there. There's veggies, a little bit of, there's an egg, there's milk, not a real lot of fruit. It's just when you put it all together, it forms a really nice smoothie. If I put all these things separately on a plate, you see that it was just a super balanced meal. Oh, and it tastes so good. So I'm going to drink this. It gives me good energy. We have carefully cleaned this out. It's all squeaky clean. You want to get under the blades really carefully. We always just clean this by hand and keep it clean because that way it stays in good shape. And so the bottom's not even really wet. It's all cleaned out here. All right. I will go enjoy my smoothie, and I'll be going on to share just a couple of other things here, but I'm grateful how easy this is and how nutritious it is. Well, thanks for coming along with me on this little journey today. I really think that we have the best results in our life when things have to change, when we're really working towards something that's positive. You can't create a vacuum in your life without filling it with something good, or that vacuum tries to fill with something. So the bullet, by the way, is in our Amazon store. There'll be a link below if it would help you find one if you are interested in that. A lot of good information, a lot of good nutritional information that comes with it. So this is just kind kind of a journey I'm trying to go on. I want it to be something where my lifestyle changes to the point where things are just healthier all the way around, and I think that's going to be good. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for, you know, being able to be interactive with me and share your lives. I appreciate that. I'm going to get going, and I will see you later.